Hi, welcome to Level 2, Sensory Details and Dialogue Scavenger Hunt. Now that students have drafted the bare bones of a story using Level 1's plot diagram mountain journey, students now need to further develop the experiences, events, and characters more by adding sensory details and dialogue in their story. This lesson will take students on a scavenger hunt to draft ideas on how to utilize the 5 senses, physical senses, to further describe characters and the setting of different parts of their story, plot, and begin conversations with different possible characters in their story. Key skills that we will be practicing are critical thinking, stretching the imagination, and careful observation skills. In other words, show, not tell. Students will be exploring a mysterious estate, as you can see here, and there will be 5 NPCs stationed at different points to guide them through using the 5 senses and dialogue starters for their stories. Students will be writing down their ideas in their book of quill again and exporting it at the end. Okay, let's take a look at the entrance. Here's a little sneak peek from the book. And quill that they can take pictures of, different scenes and experiences. Okay, so here's a little welcome message, congratulating the student for escaping the plot diagram mountain, and now they're transported here. So now it's time to spice it up. In this black box, they're going to grab their book and quill. There's also a random arrow in here for whatever purposes they want. And here's the first station. We see Amy. Let's see what Amy says. My, these flowers smell so... They remind me of... Oh dear, I'm starting to get sleepy. Okay, so here specifically, students are challenged to use their olfactory, their smell. And I have a little board here with instructions. Describe the scent of flowers in the exposition of their story. So I got some flowers here and the NPC who had some dialogue going. Okay. And after they do that, they write down their thoughts. They'll keep going. They keep flying. All right. It's a very big place, so it's gonna take some time for the students to explore. To go find some NPCs. Oh yes, there's some camels here. Oh look, there's old Jim. Okay, let's see what old Jim says. Describe the colors and condition of each of the 5 items. What 5 items? Let's see. What does Jim say? My eyes are failing me, young one. Can you describe where we are? I need to get back home. So within this lesson, it's like a little story of its own, but it's not the story they're writing. So they're writing a story within a story. So I see some camels, so they might be able to write about that. All right, got some bushes here. A nice red carpet, so they can describe anything to old Jim here. So in this game, there are 3 IST standards that students will meet and practice. The first one is the 1.1 Empowered Learner. Students will be leveraging technology to take an active role in choosing, achieving, and demonstrating competency in their learning goals. So, as they're going about in level 2, students are able to take an active role in exploring their learning environment and decide what order they want to encounter these different stations in. And students will be able to walk around and discover different NPCs like old Jim and Amy and be challenged to enhance their own story with sensory details in their own way. The second standard, 1.1A Learning Goals, students connect their learning needs, strengths, and interests to their goals and use technology to help them achieve the narrative in adding more details to reflect on their progress. So as students play this game, they will need to activate their 5 senses and apply it to their own story. Each Minecraft scene they stumble on into an NPC will require them to demonstrate the mood of their story and character development. Again, to show and not tell. Some scenes can just be really random. They don't have to go to an NPC to practice, but the NPCs are there to make sure they capture all 5 senses. The amount of sensory details will be up to them. In the third standard 1.6 creative communicator, students can communicate clearly and express themselves creatively for a variety of purposes using platforms, tools, styles, formats, and digital media appropriate to their goals. So here, specifically, when students engage with different NPCs, who's this? Jill. Okay, what would you say to Jill? This is more specifically dialogue, but you can still see like there's some flames here. They could maybe describe the smell again of where they're at. Different contexts. The scenarios will be different, and through practicing describing different sensory details, character dialogue, students will are honing their communication skills and showcasing their storytelling capabilities to draw audiences to their story. So right here it's also explaining this is a climactic moment. What do you think is going on in Jill's mind? How do you think she's feeling? Write down 6 to 8 line conversations that you'll have with her using your book and quill. So in addition to these NPCs, there will be additional boards to get them thinking and getting more ideas down. So overall, students will be able to meet the ELA, English Language Arts Common Core Standard of W 8.3 again, and 8.3B and 8.3D. So specifically writing narratives to develop imagined experiences, well-structured events, relevant descriptive details, especially dialogue, pacing, description, and reflection to develop experiences, events, characters. And they need to also practice using precise words and phrases, relevant descriptive details, and sensory details. Students will be able to interact with different items, NPCs, to simulate their imagination and critical thinking. This experience is virtual, so the lesson would benefit from an actual physical activity. It would be best for teachers to also supplement level 2 lessons with different small group discussions where students share and discuss each scenario to bounce ideas off each other. It's important to practice these teamwork skills in this 21st century.